Hi, this is Carolyn Serviss with oldstamping.com. Today I wanted to show you this little treat bag for an Easter egg with two small grandchildren. I'm always looking for a fun way to wrap up some different candy treats, and this one is so super simple that I wanted to show it to you, figuring you might want to make some as well. They would also make great favors for parties or school Easter parties, that kind of thing. So let me show you how I made this. I started with a 2 by 11 inch sheet of cardstock and then took my, see this, punch that is the tag topper punch. Now I'm actually going to punch both ends of these, but before I do that I want to score my cardstock at 4 and 5 inches on each end. So let's do that first. So 4 and 5 inches, score there, and then just turn it completely around. Score the other end the same space, 4 and 5/8 inches. Okay, now let's bring in the tag topper punch. Got a little ahead of myself there. Oops. Okay. Now the 2 inches is barely going to fit into that tag topper punch, so, but it will fit. You may have to handle it just a tiny bit, or else just cut a 1/16 of an inch off of each end, either way. Okay, the next thing I want to do is actually score or reinforce those score marks so I can see them very well, and so that when this is done it'll stand up very well. Okay, so now I want to bring my layering ovals framelit, can't get it all out there, and I wanted to show you this one. This particular one is the smallest one in the entire collection of the layering oval framelits. I want to cut this out so that it's about 1 inch above the crease line. So I'm going to run this through my Big Shot and I'll be right back. Okay, so I forgot to mention the sandwich that I used. So it is my multi-purpose platform, a cutting pad, my cardstock, my framelit, and another cutting pad. Okay. The next thing I want to do, I'm going to keep this handy because I still want to emboss that, but I'm going to bring in my second piece of cardstock, which is 3 1/4, that's right, by 3 1/4, and we're going to score that at 3/4 inch all the way around. So I'm going to bring in my paper cutter. I have the scoring blade on it, and I'm going to bring this over. Now you'll notice that I'm bringing mine over to the right. I find that using this 3/4 inch mark is a lot easier for me than using this one, but you can use either one. So 3/4 on every side. And you can also make this piece before you cut your oval, and it'll give you a good measuring tool for how high you want the oval to be. So I'll show you that in a second. So you have an option there. We're going to actually cut on the score lines up to that first horizontal line, and then we're we're just going to wedge this tab. Make sure you're doing the tabs and not the large piece here in the center. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to cut that score mark up to that first horizontal line and wedge it. The reason we wedge it is it just makes the box or whatever you're creating, in this case it's more like a platform, but just makes it go together a little bit easier. Go up a little bit higher on that one. There we go. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is just reinforce these score marks, and you can actually do this too before you cut. It really makes no difference. Whatever is most comfortable for you is the way to go. Okay. The next thing we want to do is bring in our 1-inch circle punch, and we're going to fold one of these flaps down. It doesn't matter which one it is. We're going to actually come in to the center here, so you can put a little pencil mark, or if you really want to be exact, you can take a ruler and measure in, but it doesn't have to be exact. We're just making a hole for the little egg to sit in. So it doesn't really have to be exactly in the center, but you want it to be as close to the center as possible. So we're going to take this in and punch. Now when we do that, it is going to create this punch mark here as well, but that won't matter because we can hide that when we are doing the other pieces to the box. So the reason I said you could do this first before you do your oval if you want is we're actually going to make a little platform with it, okay? And you want your oval to be below, I should say above, sorry, above this mark. When you put this in here, you're going to line it right up on the score mark. You want that, I couldn't have gotten it any closer. You want that oval to be as close to the platform as you can without going below it. Hopefully that makes sense, because your egg's going to go here. So if you put your oval way up here, you won't be able to see your egg as well. Okay, so we're just going to put this together quickly. I'm using some Tombow glue, and I'm just going to put this on the flaps. I think my Tombow glue is a little clogged, so I may have to, yeah. Oop, oop, oop. Hold on 1 minute. Has that ever happened to you? I'm going to show you what to do with that if it ever does. So you just take another little scrap piece of paper and pull it off. And, oh, and it fell off. Boy, I'm having a hard time here today. But I'm not going to put my video on hold. I just want to show you what to do so you can actually, if this happens to you, you will know. Just take that glue, put it on the other, wherever you're gluing. Just use it right from, I've never actually had it drop down on my grid paper before, but I don't need more glue. Well, maybe a little more there. We'll put some there, and then because it actually is on my grid paper, I do need to get rid of that. So I'm going to just use, oh, here we go. Another just piece of scrap paper. Try to get that up off of there. I think I will put my video on hold for just 1 moment. Okay, problem solved. Let's get back to making the platform. Sorry about that. Okay, so then I'm just going to square each corner so that the platform will be nice and square. And just hold each corner just for a few seconds, giving that Tombow glue a chance to set. Okay, there we go. All right, then before I put that in, this is optional, but I think it adds a lot to the project, so I'm going to do it. We're going to take our embossing folder. Actually, let me tell you something here. We're going to put it in so that the lines are going across the candy holder, and at the same time you're going to make sure that it's, you know, that they're straight, that your project isn't in there crooked. The best way to do that is to line up the edge here with, oh, I hate all the glare from the lights, I'm so sorry. Let's see, that's better. Line up your score mark right here on the edge of your embossing folder. Okay, and then I'm going to run this through my Big Shot. The recipe that I'm going to use, or sandwich rather, is the multi-purpose platform on tab number 1, and then my cutting pad, my embossing folder, and then another cutting pad. Okay, and then I'm going to do both sides. I'm going to do this side and I'm going to do this side, and I'll be right back. Okay, so two things that I want to mention here is this embossing folder is the same width as the Big Shot. So you want to try to make sure that you have it in between the Big Shot, not over to one side, because what will happen is it'll catch it. Let me get this out from under here so you can see this better. It'll catch it and move it sideways, and then your design won't be straight. The other thing I wanted to mention is, I doubt you're going to be able to see this on the video, but you might be able to. Okay, so you can see here the embossing. This embossing is pushed up, and so therefore it's called embossing. If you wanted it so that the designs were pushed down, which is called debossing, you would want the words on your embossing folder to be turned over. So if you want the design to be popped up, you would use it so that the words are facing the ceiling. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take some of our adhesive, snail adhesive or fast fuse, either one. You're just going to put a little bit right along the score marks there. That's just going to help hold the little box in place. So remember I said we were going to be able to cover this up when we put it in. So you're going to make sure that it goes towards either the front or the back when you are assembling this. I recommend using Tombow glue, and I'll try not to make a mess this time. The best thing to do what I say, not as I do. Oh, no, just do two sides. When you have a clog like that in your Tombow glue, is to take a little needle and unglue it. Don't squeeze the dickens out of it like I did, because then you can see what happened. Okay, so this should go, this box should fit right on those score lines. And then you're just going to bring these up, hold them together a little bit while the glue is setting. Okay, coming together now. We can kind of tell what it is. All right, so it should look like that. Then we're going to bring in some ribbon. Now, if you subscribe to my videos or you watch my videos at all, you'll know that I'm a ribbon collector, and I buy a lot of ribbon, and I'm never able to use it all up in the time before it retires. But so I just keep using it. So this ribbon is going to be retired. So is this one. But any pink ribbon or whatever color that you need to coordinate with your candy holder, you can use. If you'll notice, I've got one that's wide and one that's narrow. Okay, and that's important. Okay, so the wide ribbon we're going to cut 5.5 inches. And I'm going to bring in this ruler because I've got this set up on the wrong side. My grid paper is reading centimeters, and I don't know centimeters versus inches, so we're cutting 5.5 inches of the wide and 6 inches of the narrow. I want to mention, especially if you watch my videos a lot, I got my first thumbs down on one of my videos the other day, and it really bummed me out because I didn't know why. I didn't know what it was that I had demonstrated that didn't meet the approval of the viewer. So I thought, you know, YouTube should make a space where the person, anytime you do a thumbs down review, you should be able to tell the person what it is that they didn't like about the video, so that the demonstrator can improve on it. And so it's bothered me because I've gone back and watched that video several times. It was an easel card that I had made using Artistically Asian, and I just don't know what it was that, you know, I did that wasn't really satisfactory. But if you don't like one of my videos and you feel like you need to give it a thumbs down, will you just like make a comment and tell me what it was that I should improve on? And I'm not liking the way this bow is going. I'm very particular about my knots. There, that might be better that way. So that I know how to improve it and make you happy, because that's why I'm doing these, is to, you know, make my viewers enjoy what they're watching. I definitely don't want to waste anybody's time. So if you could do that for me, well, hopefully you won't give me a thumbs down. Hopefully my Tombow glue experience won't be a bummer to everybody, but maybe that you'll have actually learned something from my mistake. Okay, so there's how I do the bow, the tie rather, and then I'm going to bring in one of my Easter eggs, and it's just going to sit right in the little hole that we created with the punch. And I usually like to press mine down a little bit just so that it's seated well. Okay, and there you have it. Now, the one that I'm demonstrating with, is actually caramel, but I've also seen them in peanut butter. So let me bring one of those in. They are actually yellow. They're in this yellow box. The pink ones are in a pink box. I've seen them at Walmart, Target, and Dollar Tree. So if you like this project and you want to make some, hopefully you'll be able to find some of those there. They're put out by Palmer, and they're called Big Bunny Bites. So I hope you've liked my project. I hope you'll leave me a thumbs up if you did. And I hope you'll subscribe to my videos. That way you'll be able to get an email letting you know whenever I post a new one. Also, go to my blog if you'd like some other ideas. It's www.oldsters.com. Again, my name is Carolyn, and I appreciate you stopping by. Hope you'll come by again soon. Bye-bye.